What's that? Great question. I just got gas. Because, I got to put some in every day. Oh, look. This is still going. 9 minutes, my left foot. It said damn an hour for 3 hours. Anyways, I have a problem. What is that? Safety system. Anti-lock braking system. Lovely. I thought my brakes were whistling. I think I said that the other day. So, lovely. The light turns on when you start the car. If the light stays on, then there's problems. Lord have mercy. No wonder I can never relax. I'd have to consume a pound of marijuana at a time just to... Shit, I might function on a better level. This is crazy. So I'm really persistent. Once I get my mind set on something and I set out to accomplish it, I will just persist and persist until I drive myself crazy. When do you stop? When I go insane. When I'm seeing stars. So I came to my second Starbucks to see if I could get this to upload. Because, clearly I have major problems. So unless I start, generating new content, I can't fix these problems until I start generating new content. So, it's crazy. Crazy. I'm so frustrated. Well, I don't know what that's about, but probably the brakes, because I feel like I've been hearing them squeak for, I don't know, a while. A while. 3 months, maybe since October. What am I supposed to do about it? I still have cracked. I don't even have, I got a headlight out. What am I supposed to do about it? So more shit breaks. Can't do nothing about it. I was lucky to be able to afford gas today. So, crying over the brake system, ain't worth my time. I've cried enough today. What could be the problem behind the ABS system? Faulty wheel speed sensors. That's so funny you mentioned that, because I just had 2 sensors put on last week for $240. I had to replace 2 sensors, or otherwise. No wonder my gas mileage has been messed up. I've had gas mileage problems for 2 years since I moved into my car. I spend somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 a month in gas during the summer months. So no wonder I was blowing through gas, because I had sensors bad on the tires. Because of that, it was messing up my gas mileage. So I just fixed that last week for $240, week before last. And it's saying that the anti-lock braking system, that it could be faulty wheel speed sensors, sensor damage or failure, wiring issues, or dirty sensors. So it's from the sensors that they put on there. Or it could be the control module, this computer, that, of course it's a computer. This is the computer that manages the entire anti-brake system, receiving data from sensors and controlling the brake pressure. You can have module failures, software glitches, faulty wiring or connections. It could be the hydraulic control unit. Y'all, first of all, if this is the case, I'm not taking my car back over there, because this is real weird. First of all, I had a tire replaced over there, and then all of a sudden 2 sensors go bad, and now all of a sudden I'm having another problem. Listen, regular maintenance is one thing, but going through problems like this with the same damn tire and wheel, I'll have to find somewhere else, because this is getting sketchy. This is getting sketchy as fuck. I just took it in. If something else was bad, why didn't they tell me? It was just in there 2 weeks ago. Paid $240 to replace a front sensor and a back sensor. So, why is it 2 weeks later and there's a light on now? I don't know, but I get so exhausted. I am so stretched, so thin. I'm stretched, and now it's at the point to where I don't even know if I'm going to be able to keep the truck. So, you know, it's going to collections this week. I was 45 days past due last Monday, so it'll go to collections at 60 days, so 14, 15 days. I don't even know if I'm keeping the truck. And, at this point, this is why I'm in this situation, because all of my money goes to this vehicle. I've been tied into the loan for 4 years. It's in my name. They've ruined my credit already. So what's the point if I'm just going to dig a deeper hole fixing everything? I'm never going to be able to live comfortably, feed myself 3 times a damn day, because that comes and fucking goes. I'm just tapped out, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm exhausted. Like, people tell homeless people to get a job. Well, that's impossible in this market. People tell people to try harder, but they would never try near as hard as you've tried. I'm fucking exhausted, okay? I'm exhausted. And if I lose my truck, there's nowhere for me to go back to the streets. So there are no shelters. And for those that think that there are, let me just inform you of the statistics. You have a greater chance of getting stabbed, raped, or strung back out on drugs in a homeless shelter than you do on the streets by yourself. If you're in recovery like I am, you are going to have to distance yourself from those types of places because of the accumulation of people that are currently users that use those types of city facilities. The fact that the homeless shelters are more unsafe than sleeping in the bush is really sad, but it's a fact of life. The shelters are overrun with current drug addicts, hardcore drugs too. We're talking methamphetamine, crack, we're talking heroin, dangerous stuff. Who would want to sleep in a communal space with people who are drunk, intoxicated, and have done drugs before they came into the facility, and they'll be doing them when they go out the next morning? Who would want to go into that environment? It is extremely dangerous. There have been people killed, okay? People act like shelters are this great thing from the government when they're just like the foster care system. They're just as detrimental and they cause more problems and harm more people than they actually help. These systems were built to help people, and more often than not, they harm people. And they're not set up to guide people to the right outlets for resources and help. It's almost like they want these people to fail, probably because of federal funding, let's be honest. So it's just, yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Anyone lying will be blocked. There we go. Hello, what up? Hello. Um, it's crazy. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm tired of fighting with Allie. If you've been here from the beginning, then you know what I say is true. You've been on the phone calls with me. All of this has been recorded. Go back and watch it. So, you know, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle every month since I moved into my truck just to make the truck payment because I cannot find work. Every time I find work, actually, I did a video last year and it was a year to date. It's only been a year since I worked for the Carpinos. It's only been a year since I worked for those people and they tried to traffic me to the House of Representatives, by the way, of North Carolina, it was South Carolina and Florida and Georgia. House of Representative members coming into the bar that I was bartending at. And this was a sports bar. It had a grill and it was supposed to be a family environment. It's crazy. I mean, just, you know, that was a year ago. And then my next job that I just got fired from because people went and called my job, bombarded my new company with BS, lied about me. And when I really think about it, given the conditions of the everyday struggle of just trying to stay afloat psychologically, and then also get my basic needs met, shower, food, restrooms, gas, it's actually a miracle that I was even thinking about fucking working. I'm here to tell you, unless you have family and friend resources, you can't do this and work a job. This is a full-time job. Living out of a car is a full-time job. It's damn near impossible to do anything living out of a car unless you have a ton of resources, people, places to sleep, stuff like that. It's going to be extremely hard. There's different levels to this. Way different levels. I'm exhausted though. It's been 2 years of absolute hell and all I want YouTube to do is to pay me. You know? It's so crazy because I was going back and looking through some of my videos. I had a video that I did a week and a half ago. It got 130,000 views. Guess how much money I made for that? Like $6. $6. But that's not our contract agreement. It doesn't even make sense. There's no rhyme or reason. We've been over this 1,000 times, so I won't get started. But it's really screwed up how they steal from creators. It is. I mean, that's how they're a triple billion-dollar company, you know? Triple billions. They steal from the small people, and they just get richer and richer. And it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. How far have we gotten? Probably not far at all. This is not going to load. Oh, then it says 181 hours till fully loaded. 100 and... Hello, Debbie. Well, no. Actually, that's a lie. I just watched an hour video last night talking about how creators with little small channels like mine, 50, 60, 70, 100,000, 200,000, they can't get brand deals right now. The whole hour video was how brand deals are disappearing for creators. People are so full of shit. You know, it's the line for me that I can't deal with. That's why I block a lot of people. And maybe it's just sheer ignorance because they're not a channel owner and they're not paying attention. But let me just inform you that brand deals are disappearing for creators. This has become a new problem in the past 2 years. See, creators used to be able to have brands would contact them with contracts for them to make money. And now those have disappeared to the point that in this hour special that I watched, it was huge creators with millions of followers reaching out to brands that they wanted to work with, Nike, Adidas, makeup, you know, and they never heard anything back. So 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, if you were in content creation, brands would get in contact with you. If you were a foodie, Chick-fil-A would hit you up and be like, hey girl, we'll give you, $2,500 to shout us out and go get our food and blah, 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 right? And usually they give you free food too. Or if you were into fitness, they'll mail you outfits hoping that you wear them, and then you can contact them and have a brands deal with them, and they'll pay you to wear their stuff in your video, right? Okay. Well, this started to come to an end a few years ago. It has been, for the past 2 years, it's been damn near impossible for people to even hear from companies. Nike's not reaching out. Chick-fil-A's not reaching out. Walmart's not reaching out. Creators are now having to go and do the reaching out themselves and beg for freaking contracts. Not only that, there's so many new creators in the game. There's not enough brands. They have a small budget to do these brands, these brand contracts with a small budget. So there's only so much branding that they can do through social media and giving money to content creators and free merchandise. Do you get it? There's a lot more fish in the ocean, okay? And these companies have a lot more, they can be pickier, but also, y'all, freaking that. But also, I had the windows down at the beach a while ago. But also, brands don't have the money to do it. People are not spending money like they used to, so that's going to shrink their budget because the consumer is not buying stuff like they used to. People are broke. They don't have money to shop like they do, and if they are shopping, they're financing their lifestyle on credit cards. So, you get what I'm saying. The brands deals thing has changed completely. It's so funny you should mention this because this is one of the documentaries that I watched last night. So thank you for coming here and lying to my face. I actually had the facts on this. The fact is the whole environment of content creation has changed in the past 5 years, specifically in the past 2. It is extremely hard to get brands deals now unless you have 10 million followers like Michaela that does the makeup or Jeffree Star that does makeup. That might be different if you're at that level of success. Smaller channels are going to have an extremely hard time getting brands deals. It's just, it is what it is. And that's not the problem. I don't care about brands deals. I don't want to sell y'all anything. I want to sell you fucking happiness. I want to sell you Jesus. I want to sell you healing. I'm not trying to sell you Betty Crocker bake mix, babe, okay? That's not who I am. I didn't think that I needed to say that, but maybe I should say that. If I was going to sell my soul by selling you bullshit, I'd just go be a stripper. If I wanted to sell my soul by selling you bullshit, I'd have an OnlyFans. I thought that it went without saying that the reason I don't want to sell you shit is because I'm literally not trying to take anything from you. You know what I mean? It's just scammy to me when they do that. Now, it'd be different if I printed t-shirts and y'all come to my shop and wanted to buy that. It's a whole different thing for me to act like I like a product just to push it to you. Here, take my code. 6% off my code. But I figured like maybe it would go without saying, but here we are. So I should probably say it. The problem is that I'm getting consistent numbers on YouTube, and the math ain't mathin', honey. That's the problem. So if you want to know the problem, the math ain't mathin'. It's never mathed. So they give you a set price of what they're going to pay you per 1,000 views. Well, the math ain't mathin'. If I had 3.3 million views in a month, and I make $11 per 1,000 views, the math ain't mathin'. Not only that, the playback, they say, oh, we'll give you, whatever for playback. It's never right. And you can't pin down this stuff, and it's like set up to scam people. This is why there's no answers. This is why they don't have anybody for you to call. This is why you'll never talk to somebody from YouTube. It's a system that's been built to hustle creators. And it is what it is. There's no denying the fact, because here's the thing. Let's click on a video and I'll show you what I mean. So this video got 130,000 views. And when you click on it and you scroll over to the money made, it tells you $6 and some change, right? But here's another one called Ain't No Cure for the Summertime Blues. It had less than 60,000. You scroll over and I got the same amount of money for, what is that, 70,000 less views. And actually the playback on this was only 800, and somehow I made $6 off, and that might have been from a donation. Now somebody might have donated. No, it wasn't. That's the revenue from the 830 views. Playback. Y'all, it does not make sense. And I don't understand how this has went on for this long without anybody doing something about it. Because I'm just here to tell you that there has to be clear cut. And in a business arrangement like this, there needs to be clear-cut answers, prices, numbers. There should be no question as to how much a person is bringing in revenue off of ads being played on their thing. They have built a system that is scammy as hell. No rhyme or reason. Everybody's thing is different. Everybody's making different pay. How convenient for them. You know what I mean? So convenient for them. And that's what I'm saying. The watch time is 400,000 damn. It's crazy. It's like, how is this possible? It's like, how is this possible? So on average, I'm averaging about 300,000 to 400,000 views a week. And it just does not make sense. And it's been like this since I started this channel. So things were starting to go good in October of last year, and then I was arrested for crimes that I did not commit. I was arrested in a Planet Fitness. The manager called the police and said that I spit on her, and she actually spit on me. The craziest part of this story is this manager spit on me in my face. Her saliva come out of her mouth 2 or 3 different times as she stepped in my face to tell me that I was breaking policy, which, by the way, I find it so interesting that all of these, have y'all noticed the Planet Fitness channels popping up? Yeah, people are buying Planet Fitness memberships, and then they're going into the gym and they're trying to become little fitness influencers, and they're using Planet Fitness to do it. I see 2 or 3 girls that have nothing but Planet Fitness. They film in nowhere but Planet Fitness. So I find it so funny that the whole premises to get me arrested was that I was breaking policy by filming myself on the gym floor when there is no rule. It was a lie. Not only did they lie and say that there was a rule stating that I could not film myself, which, by the way, all of this is on camera. All of this went down on live. I was approached by the manager. She said I could not film myself. I said, that's not true. And it went downhill from there, honey. She followed me around the gym. She got in my face in the locker room. And then also on the gym floor, when I am smiling, she was actually spitting on me as I'm smiling. She called the law and said that I started a commotion in Planet Fitness, and it was a commotion, honey, because you're lying. You're sitting here lying about a policy, and now you're lying and saying that I assaulted you. And this bitch knew I was homeless. This bitch knew I was living out of my car. She knew that I was fucking going through depression. You see me coming in there every fucking day, minding my business, working on my workout, showering, and going back to my car to go mind my business. It's crazy to me how somebody could be at the lowest of low, and a miserable bitch that is the manager of a Planet Fitness will try to ruin what they have left, my car. So many people want to see me lose my car. It's disturbing. I've lost my child. She was stolen from me illegally by the government. I've lost my whole family. I've lost everything I've ever loved, my son. I've lost everything. And because I don't sit down and cry, and I tell people to go fuck themselves when they disrespect me, I'm the problem and people want to see me suffer more. But I'm evil? I'm sorry. When have you ever seen me display that sort of behavior towards anybody? When have I ever wished death on somebody? Even people I don't like. It's crazy. It's crazy. So things were going good until that incident. And when I was arrested, I was in jail for 6 days and my channel just dropped off completely. I'd made my first check that would be enough to make the truck payment, which is $1,000 a month. And I went to jail for 6 days, had to spend $2,500 that I still have not half paid back the bondsman. Thank God for her. She's an angel. Okay. I would have lost my truck. I would have lost my storage facility. First of all, if I haven't said this, everybody's dead. So like, I'm like the only surviving member of the family. Okay. I have siblings that live in other states, that have jobs, that have families of their own. I would have lost everything if I would have stayed in jail. And so somehow I managed to get out because I'm a fighter, because I'm always going to get up and pick myself up and dust myself off and continue to fight. And after that, my checks went down to $200 a month. My channel it's like they shadow banned me after that. It's like I was locked up for crimes I didn't commit. And then I was punished by YouTube by not having my content being pushed out about the situation. The amount of people, 250,000 people saw that. And that was a pivotal moment for me. It made me realize that no amount of evidence will ever convince a fool. And it's just like the Carmelo Anthony case or the Shiloh case. People literally can see something on camera and have very different perspectives about what went down. Like, we can watch the same video, and it's so crazy to me. We can watch the same video and we can see two different things and have two different scenarios and two different beliefs about what went down. And that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. It's like people don't get the principle. The principle is what really matters. And people just bypass the principle of the situation and they lean into emotion and they let that make their decision on a situation. Like the woman that called the little boy the N-word. Was it ugly? Absolutely. Was she wrong for cussing at a child? Absolutely, in that manner. She could have called him a little shit or a brat or whatever. But I agree. It was ugly. However, it's about the principle. It's about the principle. The principle is that she has every right to say what she wants. The principle is this child was allegedly stealing from her and her son. It's like just because, and he wasn't a child. He was like almost 12 years old. That was not no 8-year-old. If you think, he might have been if they feeding him as much as they do now. He was not 8 though. It was ugly. She was vile. But the principle is she has every legal right to say that, A. And B, he was a little thief. Carmelo Anthony. Principle. His life was not in danger and he was not supposed to have a weapon on school grounds. It's illegal to have a weapon on school grounds. That's the principle. Also, his life was not in danger. He was a problem child that killed an innocent boy. In my opinion, intentionally. He was looking for beef. He was looking for smoke. That's the principle. People bypass that and they operate on feelings and emotions, and it's exhausting, And they do the same thing on my channel. Like when I went to jail for crimes I didn't commit. People were so mad that I guess I got a big mouth and they take it wrong. They take it personal. Listen, if the shoe don't fit, then don't wear it. I ain't trying to force you to be a bad person. Quite the opposite. I'm trying to share my story in hopes that it helps people in my situation or someday helps people get through it. because society has been trying to chew me up and spit me out since I become homeless 2 years ago. And it's like they want me to jump off a fucking bridge. So I have to have back and tell people to go fuck themselves. It's a defense mechanism to protect myself, because everybody I come in contact with is trying to hurt me and lead me in the wrong direction. And I know right from wrong. You know what I also know? Most of these motherfuckers out here don't. I'm not listening to sheep anymore. And I'm not going to let society try to destroy me because they're not happy with themselves. And I want my children to grow up with backbone and spirit and strength, which, by the way, is completely lacking in this country. Look at all the sheep. It's like people don't question anything. They don't want to think about anything. They don't want to pay attention to anything. Their heads are so far up their damn asses. They believe in lies on the regular. And they revel in the lies. I think people want to believe lies. It sounds better than the truth, so they revel in it. You know? They revel in it. This whole Todd Chrisley thing has got me like over here thinking like, what in the world? So first of all, it was never even spoken in a news article or anything that there was potential that these people were wrongfully convicted. Julie Chrisley and Todd Chrisley, they had a reality show. They were pretty funny. I like the grandma on there. She's Fanny. Was that her name? Dang, I like her. So they were put in jail. It was said the IRS agent, here, I'll read it to you. This was the only thing I could find on this. When I go to Google about a wrongful conviction for Todd and Julie, nothing will come up. There's no articles. Nobody's talking about the fact that they're claiming that they were wrongfully convicted. And nobody heard anything about this until they hosted a press conference day before yesterday. Savannah, their daughter, was there, and both Todd was there and their attorney. And Todd got up on the stand and he was thinking, he was talking to the media. They were doing a press conference. And some news reporter asked him a question that hit a nerve. And Todd responded with, "We should have never been in jail. We were wrongfully convicted. Blah, 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 blah." Why ain't the media talking about this? When the IRS asked for information of the accounts, the Chrisleys transferred ownership to Todd Chrisley's mother to try to hide his income further. The Chrisley's lawyer argued that an IRS officer gave false testimony at trial and that prosecutors lacked evidence to support convictions. So this is literally posted 2 days ago from Fox Carolina. It's the only article that I could even find on the internet that is talking about the fact that the Chrisleys are claiming that they were wrongfully convicted. However, we do have the press conference footage where Todd himself states aloud that this was illegal. So my basic understanding of how this happened was he did owe money for back taxes. However, he paid it, and something, I don't know. I can't get, if somebody knows, please tell me in the comments, because I can't find a definitive answer. One thing I do know is that he did pay this money, and then the state, something happened. The state did, something happened. All I know is they came to him with a plea deal for many, many years in prison, and he said, "I am innocent. I've paid this, I'm paying this, whatever." And essentially what happened was they convicted him because he would not take the plea deal. Now, this is exactly what I told you guys that happened to me. Who wants to be an editor today? We could go back a year and a half ago, and I was talking about how I had to take a plea deal in my daughter's case because the alternative was me going to prison. So they force you into a plea deal by holding prison time over your head. And that's exactly what the Chrisleys are alleging happened to them. That the state came to them with a plea deal. They said they were innocent. The state prosecuted them anyways, and they burnt them at the damn stake because they refused to take the plea deal. And that's exactly what would have happened to me if I wouldn't have taken a freaking Alfred plea. I would still be in prison for something I did not do. People do not understand the system until they go through it, and I'm so happy that Julie and Todd are talking about this, and I just hope that they come forward. They say that they're going to start fighting for people in these situations. I hope that they stick with it. I hope that they come out about their own experience, because this is what we need. The fact that, and you know, they're God-fearing people too. They are big, huge Christians. And if it can happen to them, it can happen to anyone. It disproportionately happens to the poor, single mothers, people that grew up in poverty, people that don't have a formal education, that can't, you know, that are just already suffered enough. It's only because the Chrisleys had money that they were able to fight this and get a pardon by the president. And I mean, I honestly think that Trump knows best. And if he pardoned them, then that's saying a lot. Look at all of the truths that he has brought to the surface in the past 4, 5, 6 months. I think that we should learn to trust him a little more, because I misjudged the situation immediately. Somebody told me that they swindled $36 million. I was like, damn, if that was me, I'd still be in jail. They would have burnt me at the stake. I did not know about the circumstances until I heard Todd talk at the press conference, and he got pissed when that reporter was like, I don't remember what she asked, but it was rude and it was condescending and it was a backhanded comment insinuating that he was a thief. That's the stuff I don't like, you know what I mean? And it's like, I wonder how long they've been in, because they've been in jail for a minute. They've been in prison for a minute. I wonder how long they've been sitting on this information, you know, and I wonder if they've been vocal the whole time that they were innocent and it just was not released. Like, the media is not even talking about it now. It's like they don't care that innocent people are being locked up and prosecuted and killed. You know? They don't care at all. What a crazy case. They're alleging that they refused to take a plea deal, and so they threw the book at them. And I know that to be true. I know that to be true. That's exactly why I took an Alfred plea, because I had no choice. And that's not accepting guilt. That an Alfred plea is saying, I know you're going to throw the book at me if I don't take this fucking plea bargain, so I'm taking this plea bargain because you're going to find me guilty with or without evidence. That's exactly what a plea bargain, Alfred plea is. So it's crazy. And you know, I've talked about this before. Don't you think that if I actually harmed a child, they would have locked my ass up? I never saw any jail time, never saw any prison time, never even saw the inside of a jail cell over that. But I'm a child beater. Do you think that they take those things lightly? Because I don't. Very interesting. There's other mothers out there too. They're all over the place. They're just not as vocal as me, and it's probably because of shame. They probably feel like, oh, well, I wasn't the best mother. I couldn't, you know, buy this. I couldn't do that. I was a single mom. You know, they feel a lot of shame because they don't have money and they're not able to take care of their kid like, you know, like a mother and father home can. And I know that there's a lot of shame and guilt that comes with that, but a lot of people that end up in that situation came from that situation. It's a generational thing where people grow up poor and they stay poor, and then they have kids and they raise them kids poor, and then them poor kids grow up to be poor people that have more poor kids. It's just how it is. There's a lot of people that have been affected by poverty, the system, social services, the justice system, and the lower down you go, the less rights you have, the less respect you get, and they don't give a crap about violating your civil rights at all. You don't get due process in a court of law when you're coming from impoverished backing. When you're getting court-appointed attorneys, that's not fair representation. You're not. They just speed trialed a case that I was not even guilty of in 3 months, and I just knew they were going to railroad me, because God, they do every time. When I was fighting for these Planet Fitness charges in October to get them dismissed, they gave me a court-appointed attorney because I'm homeless, I can't find work, and I just knew that they were rushing the case. Typically on misdemeanor charges, we're going to see probably about a year, maybe a year and 6 months before a person goes to trial for that. If it's felony charges, it can be anywhere from like 18 months to a few years before a person is actually prosecuted in a court of law. These things take time. There's reason. It's called due process. Everything has to be fair and square. And to rush along a court case in 3 months, I just knew that I was going to be railroaded. So I was really worried about that. But surprisingly, my lawyer was good. My lawyer was good, and he... Oh, Todd, yeah, I know. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. What was I talking about? Y'all, I had a side note. Sorry, I was reading that. You were talking about Todd. Yeah, you don't get a fair trial. You don't get due process. But my lawyer was good, and he got the charges dismissed. Thank God. I got lucky with that. That's not typical. I honestly don't think that if I had a channel, that would have happened. Like, if I didn't have my channel, I think that I would have went to jail. 100%. 100%. 100%. I think that my channel saved me in that moment. Filming all of that, and then also leaving a history. The prosecution had access to my channel because I gave them the name. I gave the name of my channel to my lawyer. And, you know, to see what I'm going through living out of a car and knowing all of the circumstances, like, I don't think that if I would have made it out of there. I think that they would have sent me to jail for something else I didn't do if I didn't have a channel. I'd been very open vocally from the start before this Planet Fitness incident about how I was already previously charged many years prior with things that I didn't do. And I'd been open about the system and the corrupt cops and everything else we talk about over here. I'd been open about all of that before the Planet Fitness incident. So it's just so ironic that I would go to jail for yet again more things that I did not do. All of it's on camera. Did I misbehave? Did I cuss the manager out? Absolutely. I wanted to rip her face off, if I'm being honest. To stand there and lie in my face and tell me that a policy that I'm violating a policy that does not exist, first of all, is crazy. And then to call the law on someone who pays for a membership because you're not happy with yourself, and then I call you out on your bullshit, and that's another thing. If the things that I said in the video were not true, then why did she get so out of whack? She's the one that started this clearly from the video. So if she was not bothered by me, then why is she starting a problem with me? She was absolutely bothered by me, and it stems from deep insecurity. And it's sad that people view this and they think that my life has been happy. They see this on the outside. They see me, how I carry myself. They see my strength. They see me struggle and still manage to smile through it all. And people are jealous of that. People will hate you for persevering. They will hate you for having strength, 100%. And they see this and they think I got it fucking easy because I walk around smiling. No, it's just easier to smile through the pain than walk around feeling sorry for my fucking self. I learned that at, I don't know, 2 years old. So I've always been this way. I've always wanted to do the right things, and also just be my fucking self. And it's like society will not let me be my fucking self. You know, I saw somebody talk about today on a chat how the followers leave hate messages, and some lady was like, yeah, that's my followers. Like, they follow me to hate on my videos on YouTube. I don't see the sense in following somebody just to spread hate, but that is the direction that the internet and the world has taken. People have become so unhappy with their situation and themselves that it seems like the outlet for people is to come to the internet and spread hate and talk shit behind a screen name, and it makes them feel better. It's really sad. It's really sad. Now, people see comments that I've left and they think that I'm doing that. First of all, let me be clear. There was a woman that weighed like 300 pounds, and she had posted a video talking about how she couldn't do something. Oh, her clothes didn't fit. I did leave a comment. I said, if you lose some weight, you will not have that problem. I see nothing wrong with that. Does that make me a bad guy? I probably have a little bit of the tism, but brutal honesty can sometimes help people. Never know. Maybe she'll stew on it for the next year and realize that I want her to live. I want her to live in a happy body where she's comfortable wearing clothes that fit her. I don't want to have to see her struggle when she's going to buy new clothes. I've been there. I've been there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have a video coming soon. You'll see my double size. So it's crazy. And then people take that the wrong way and spin it when I'm really trying to give her some words of encouragement, like stop being negative and do something about it. I mean, if you just sulk in your self-pity of obesity, it's only going to get worse. It's going to snowball and get worse to the point that you can't walk, because she's already at the point where like 5X or triple X didn't fit her. I mean, she was literally hung up in the clothes like she had the shirt wrapped around her body and shit, you know, all contorted up like a pretzel. So like, and I said, if you drop some weight, you won't have these problems. Like, it's like the women that go on the airplanes and they feel like they need 2 seats because they've let themselves go and they feel entitled to 2 chairs. It's crazy. It's crazy. We've got to stop catering to this madness, because it'll only get worse. The internet, the hate, like, bring back rationale. I thought that that's what we were doing. I thought that we could say stuff again that was true. Or are we still not allowed to do that? Because I might have missed the memo. I don't check my email enough. For real though. People get offended by it and then they want to come hate me. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. But where was the lie? I tell young girls and boys to keep their legs closed and to respect themselves, and people get pissed because they're whores. Ain't that funny? I don't think this is ever going to upload, y'all. I don't think this is ever going to upload. Still not going through. You see how somebody's trying to say I have court. You guys, please stop believing this stupidity. It has hurt my channel for over a year now. Ever since the Planet Fitness thing, my channel has just never recovered because of the lies. And I don't know how to handle it. I've literally lost my mind like every week over this. And I'm not, you know, going there anymore. I would just beg of people to pay attention and understand that it's lies. It's lies. These people don't know me. None of these people know me. None of them. Not one of them personally knows me. Never met me, never seen me, never touched my hand, never. None of these people know me. It's sad. Trolls be trolling. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why YouTube does not have a system built to protect creators against that. If I want to say something about suicide, vaccines, big farm, things that are important, things that matter, things that help humanity, the discussion, I'm censored. But I can have people come here every day, call me a meth head, call me a crack head, and then when I fight back, then I'm the problem. It gets turned around on me. I'm sorry that I'm not soft. I'm sorry that I would actually fight most of these motherfuckers in the comment section. Does that make me a bad person to have something to stand for, to be defensive, to stand proud on ground? I don't think that makes me the problem. I think that makes me a badass. You know what I mean? Like, what would you defend? Like, what would you defend? At what point do you stand up and fight? What would get you to that point to defend yourself? That's what I'm saying. People have gotten to a point in society where they just take it. They take the beating, they take the lies, they take the trolling, they take it, and I'm not taking it. I've been through so much that I've had, like, real bullshit. I'll be damned if I sit here and allow some trolls to try to intimidate me. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like my own followers get mad that I talk crap to the trolls and the haters. And it's like, well, if you cared about me, wouldn't you be right there with me talking shit to the people that are trying to break me down when you watch me every day try to build myself up? When you see me trying to strive to do good, if you cared about me, wouldn't you be right there defending me? See, and this is why I ain't got friends, because I'm crazy. The last friend I had, I served 5 years in prison almost for because I stabbed 2 girls in his defense. I hold a level of loyalty, respect, and honesty that society knows nothing of. I am not the problem. I have problems, but I'm not the problem. I'm not the problem. You know, once again, it's unfair for me to come here in an open space trying to express myself, help people, and spread the word of God. And I can't even get in the headspace because every time I even bring up God, the trolls are in the comments trying to tell me that I shouldn't talk about God, that I got it wrong. And then people wonder why I cut the comments off. It's like, well, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't, and I'm not going to listen to it. And like, it makes me angry. And I'll tell you why. Because I wish I could put my hands on them. And I wouldn't be wrong. These people have threatened my life. They've slashed my tires, keyed my fucking car, got me fired from a job, locked up for crimes that I did not do. And that's just been in a year and a half. That's just been the past year and a half. Like, no, I really do. I wish that I could literally beat up all my bullies. I wish that I could make a spectacle of it and show you guys. It's kind of disturbing that so many people are just accepting of toxic, abusive behavior nowadays. I'm telling you to fight, okay? Fight, fight, fight. Stop allowing people to tear you down. You're amazing. That's why they're trying to tear you down, honey, because you're amazing. That's why they're after you. That's why Satan is on your trail. That's why he's trying to get your soul, because you have a soul worth taking. See, all these other people out here, they've already given their soul to Satan, so he's not after them like he's after us. You get it? He's only after people that he's been unable to obtain. So, if you got the devil on your back, it's probably because you got a soul still left that you have not sold to him yet. He don't want all these lames out here that aren't doing anything. He doesn't want any of these losers that are stalking me. He doesn't want them. They've already gave him their soul. It's crazy. So many. And that's another thing. Speaking of souls, I speak real facts about God and about the church. And if I'm wrong, I go back and say, oh, you guys know he did not say that Mother Earth was Mother Earth. Remember that? I back up and I say I'm wrong. Do I get any grace for that? No, they just tear me up even more, try to bring me down even more, whatever. But I talk about God and I steer people in the right direction towards a good church. So because I don't believe in mega churches, people take that as I'm steering people away from the Lord because they're living in a life of sin, following a false prophet, a church using the Lord's name in vain by making millions off of the parish that they're leading in the wrong direction. So that makes me the bad guy for telling people to stay away from mega churches that are trying to profit off of them. These are the real topics that we talk about on this channel that society can't seem to grasp. And it makes me the bad guy. People like Billy Graham, the Furdicks, 1122, Elevation. Those mega churches are not good churches. People take offense to that because they go to those churches. Instead of sitting down and hearing me out and reading scripture out of the Bible with me, they'd rather just write me off as crazy, drop in the comment section, and call me a meth head. Because that's easier, right? Another thing that's been used against me is my openness about my mental health struggles. It's gotten to the point to where I don't even really talk about them anymore because people try to use it against me. First of all, PMDD is massively underdiagnosed. One of the reasons that I wanted to talk about premenstrual dysphoric disorder is because it's massively underdiagnosed. It's not been studied enough. We know that it's a mental health disorder that is tied to the menstrual cycle. Tell me why every time I used to talk about the mood swings that would come with this cycle from my period, people would seek me out and find me. I would be like, oh, you guys, I don't feel good. I'm going through it. And then somebody would seek me out from YouTube, come and find me in a Walmart parking lot and harass me, intentionally trying to start something with me while I was going through a manic episode or even a PTSD episode. People, every time I would talk about these things openly, people would come out and try to trigger me in public because they knew where I lived. The amount of stalking and bullshit and bad situations I've been put in by society in the past 2 years is crazy. I mean, it's illegal as hell. It's illegal as hell. So illegal. And as I said, one of the girls has already went to jail. She violated probation, one of my stalkers. She violated probation. I've never met this girl. The only reason I know her is because one of my followers sent me a link to my email and it had a bunch of information. And then the cops, because I've had to file police reports, I've had to take my car in to get it searched for trackers because stalkers said on the internet that they were putting a tracker on my car 2 different occasions. It's been, did I mention that I was homeless and broke? Like, I really don't have the money to make a 45-minute drive to the police station so that they can search my car for a tracker. And then, you know, it's things like that. Or when I was getting gang stalked and people would find me in droves and harass me throughout the night, slamming their car doors, blaring music, I would have to move in the middle of the night, and then I would lose sleep because I suffer from insomnia, from PTSD, and people knew this, and they would come out and intentionally wake me up, causing me to have a horrible fucking week. It would, listen, I don't know about you, but I'm in my 30s, and I operate on sleep, food, and water, and if I have none of those, I have a complete meltdown. My mental health nosedives. All of this has been on film. All of this has been on film. So people knew these things when I would talk about my mental health problems and what I was going through, and they would use them against me. And I just have to say that people like that are the reason that I'm a felon. I will say that till the day I die. If there was no evil in the world, Brooke would not be a felon. Brooke would have never been through half of the stuff she'd been through if there was not evil in the world. I've been fighting evil since day one. I'm not saying I should have gotten that fight. I shouldn't have. I was wrong. Absolutely wrong. But what I am saying is that I've been fighting to do the right things, and it's impossible. Society doesn't want you to turn it around. People don't want to see you succeed because they're miserable. It's been almost 20 years. 2029 will be 20 years. We've got 4 more years. 3.5, 4. It'll be almost 20 years since I caught felony charges at 18 years old. And can I just say that I was a very sheltered 18-year-old? Very sheltered. I didn't know what a felony was. I didn't even know what a misdemeanor was. I didn't know who the SBI was. I didn't know anything, okay? I was a child. I had the mentality of probably a 13-year-old at 18 years old because of the sheltered life that I grew up in, which is really sad. I think isolating your children from the realities of society is more detrimental than letting them witness it. You don't have to let them witness it all, but being honest about the dangers of the world and the realities of society and human nature, the way that people behave. If you don't teach your kids about that stuff, you're setting them up for a life of failure. They're going to have a very hard road. How do I know? Because I was that child. My parents isolated me to the point I never spent the night with a friend. I never had a friend spend the night. I never went anywhere. We were in the house 24/7. And I also grew up half-time in foster care. So it's complex. It's very complex. I don't think that the state or the government expected me to remember everything that I remember. I think that they were trying to make me forget. And this is what I've been trying to explain and break down in these videos, but I don't think they're gonna, I don't understand what's going on. I don't think they're gonna load. Has any other creators had this problem? Creators out there, let me know if you've had this problem. I looked at my video thing and I uploaded a video 7 months ago. So this problem arose somewhere between 7 months ago and today. All of a sudden, you cannot upload content. I can't. That's a brand new iPhone. Make it make sense. There's got to be a reason that, and like I said, it's either Satan trying to prevent me from speaking everything that happened to me, or it's God telling me, no, I don't want you to go this way. So, one way or another, I need to figure out which one it is. Because if it's Satan, we gonna fight. But if it's God trying to lead me in a different direction and telling me not to open up in this manner, then I need to listen, you know? Because everything I say is taken and turned around on me. You know? I remember the first time I talked about being sexually molested by my father, and these fuckers tried to say that I was lying about that. Imagine bringing your pain and your suffering to YouTube to help other people feel not so alone, and to let young girls know and boys know that it's not normal for a parent to feel on you, because God knows they probably don't teach that in school either anymore. So, you know, people, it's sad because the world of pedophilia has become so normalized. It's seeped into everywhere. So many people are involved in messing with children. So many people have that perverseness in them. So imagine bringing your pain to YouTube to share this. Oh, thank you, Nacho Pancake. Thank you so much. Nacho Pancake. And then you share this information and somebody goes and says that it's not true, that you're lying about, which, by the way, I have court record of. He served time in prison for this. It's crazy. So maybe that's why it won't load. I mean, it's been 3 months I've been trying to do it, several versions. Maybe that's why it won't load. Maybe it's God telling me to just not even. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy, y'all. It doesn't make any sense at all. Thank you so much. Erica, is that how you say that? Erica, yeah. You know, for me, I always knew from the start the abuse wasn't my fault. Unfortunately, most children don't go that route. I think that they need to hear more that it's not their fault. I knew immediately. Like, I had this intuition as a 4-year-old, like, seriously. And so, I knew things. I picked up on things probably because I had to. But I always knew it wasn't my fault. So, I guess, I don't know. I guess when I was a kid, I read a bunch of psychology books that you can't even find anymore. And it was from one of my therapists. It was about sex offenders and pedophiles. And it clearly stated in there that it was a psychological perversion, close to sociopath. And that these people, they would never change. They've done studies on this. Now, this book that I remember reading was from the 1980s. And this would have been like 96 to like 99. So I remember reading about like the cross wiring in the brain, for a lack of better medical terminology. Now, books like this don't even exist anymore. Try to tell a clinical psychologist that perverts should be executed and see her grab her pearls. She'll be like, "What? They're people too." So God, they want to just protect the most evil people nowadays. It's crazy. But I remember knowing as a kid reading that it was not my fault, that something was wrong. Something was wrong with him internally, psychologically, and it had nothing to do with me. And I was probably 9, 10, like I said, somewhere between 96 and 96, I would have been 9. And that's when that's around the time that I told about the abuse. So that's exactly around the time that this clinical would have been giving me this book. And it was a psychology book on perverts. And it went over all of these studies that they had done trying to reform these men and make these, specifically men, women can be offenders too, and more often than not nowadays it is the women out here, the damn school teachers. I swear to God. It was talking about how no amount of medication will keep them from wanting to be with children. No amount of therapy will keep them from wanting to be with children. Nothing we can do on the medical side or the psychological side will prevent perverts from wanting to be perverts. So that's what the book was about, and it went over numerous studies, and it was talking about castration and or death penalty. And there was a ton of people back then that still saw these people as reformable, and they still do. They still think that they can they can rear the behavior of pedophilia, and I just don't feel that to be true. On average, did you know that on average most pedophiles have around 13 victims? See, people don't want to talk about real shit like that. Makes them feel uncomfortable. Did your skin crawl? Mine did. Mine did. Yeah. And there's hundreds of thousands of millions of them out here. Yeah. And you know, a lot of people want to normalize that behavior. I knew immediately that was not my fault, was my point though. I knew it was not my fault. I knew something was wrong with him. And I think for me, Erica, like you were saying, like when they try to invalidate your experience or your rape, let's call it what it is. When people try to victim blame the victim and invalidate the rape or the assault or the molestation or whatever, I'm sure that it does make people feel like they're being reoffended. It's like this happened to you and now people are doubting you. It's like when I was innocent of not breaking my daughter's arm because she tripped and fell on a bouncy ball. I knew I was innocent. So I would think that it would have to feel like that. It would be soul crushing. That was soul crushing to know I was innocent, being convicted of something, and I had no control over the situation. It was like I was being re-victimized after I'd already been victimized by CPS. And I would imagine that it would feel the same as that when somebody's invalidating a sexual assault. It's like, wait a minute, I'm innocent here. In case anybody need to know, let me speak louder for the ones in the back. I'm the victim here. Do I need to put a big old V on my chest so that y'all know? Like, I mean, and I don't even want to wear it like a badge of honor. I've never been like that. I talk about these things to describe why I am the way that I am. Why I'm detached, why I seem emotionless sometimes and more emotional at other times. I know my problems. I'm more aware than most people give me credit for. I know my problems, and I talk about these things to try to tell people why I am like I am. I have to be mean. I'm living out of a car. I wouldn't have made it this far if I didn't turn mean, and I was mean before, but I wouldn't have made it this far if I didn't put my foot down. Look at all of the male interactions, female interactions. I went to jail for something I didn't do. Like, look at all the interactions. Men coming out of the woodworks trying to talk to me and then cussing me out because I refused to have a conversation with them. I mean, my life is in danger every day. I didn't think that I needed to state that, but my life has been in danger every day for the past 2 years since I moved into a car. The amount of stress that you have on you when you know that people are pulling up to stalk you so that they can film you to put on fucking Instagram because they recognize your car, and they've read a bunch of lies on the internet about you, and so they try to harm you on that. They try to come out and mess with you and harm you and put you in a bad situation. And for me, these little interactions, the longer they go on, the angrier I get. It's like they want me to bow down and say, oh my God, people are chasing me, and cry on the internet. No, all I'm doing is training to kick somebody's fucking ass one day. See, that's the thing about me. I will persevere. I will. You will not win. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Everything that I've been through. And you know, I've had so many people on this channel I've watched turn fake. So many people come and say, oh, da 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 da. And you know, what kills me is that I'm in a situation where I'm living out of a car and I have no income, and I'm out here trying to clear my name, fight for the rights to see my children, go to school. I'm like out here going through all of this, and I have people that come to my channel wanting my attention, leaning on me, wanting me to be their rock. You know, the funny thing is part of the reason I'm in this situation is because I've always been everybody's fucking rock. I'm my own rock now. A single little pebble, okay? And I'm not looking for the missing piece. I'm whole. I'm whole. You know what I mean? I'm tired of people clinging to me and expecting too much from me. And that's the main reason that I refuse to meet strangers off the internet. First of all, it's not safe. Stranger danger, that was the first rule we learned in school. Don't talk to strangers. Whatever happened to that, I don't know. I guess Tinder and all of them damn dating sites killed that. But, and then people get butthurt when I cut them out of my life because they don't realize that they're bringing drama to my life, more toxic behavior to my life. They're putting me in the same situation that led to this very same situation that I'm currently going through. It's like, I've had to cut people off because nobody's mature, nobody's honest, nobody's loyal, nobody's respectful, but yet I'm the bad guy. But where are all the people that personally know me? Where are all the people that can tell you I robbed them, that I cheated on them, that I disrespected me? I've been very disrespectful to exes. And see, how many people would openly say, yeah, I slapped my ex-boyfriend in the face and it's one of the biggest regrets I have? How many times have we had that conversation? People hate me because I'm honest. I'm starting to see that. I've been more than open, forthcoming, honest, and people take what I say, they twist it around and try to make me out to be a liar because their mind can't conceptualize a timeline or a time frame or a year. Because they can't conceptualize it, they want to call you a liar. So now I've heard that I didn't grow up in foster care, that I wasn't molested, that I've heard so much, that I'm a prostitute. Honey, hold on. Do I need to get out and do a 360? Don't you think if I was a fucking prostitute, I wouldn't be broke? First of all, for those that don't know, because I know a lot are new here, when I first opened this channel, I had a lot of men that tried to come after me. They would Snapchat. They would not Snapchat. I don't have Snapchat. They would send me money on Cash App with a phone number attached. Let me tell y'all something. There's a whole underground world of prostitution going on these platforms, baby. Whole underground world of prostitution going on. From OnlyFans to every single platform, in my opinion. The amount of men that sent me a phone number with like a $5 bill on Cash App, thank you. But dirty hands, though. They're going into that endeavor, dirty hands. Y'all know I don't play that shit. So they would send me their number and be like, oh, let's meet up. I'll give you more money. Or I had one guy, he said, I'll give you $2,500 to come have sex with me. First of all, it really annoys me. It really annoys me that I've been so open about what I've had to escape from, what my goals are, and people still don't get it. It's like they come, they look, and they're not listening, and then they come back to hate. And it's not okay. It's not okay. Like, I understand that this is the modern world, but I'm not a modern girl, okay? I know that I can be disrespectful, loud, condescending, ornery. Listen, I know myself better than anybody. Yep, I do. I know myself better than anybody. Yeah, that's how it makes you feel, Olivia. That's exactly how it makes you feel. It makes you want to throw hands. It does. People don't get it. It's like, you don't know what's going to happen day by day. And then you got bill collectors calling you and talking about repossessing your shit. And then people are like, why are you so angry? And then they want to come and throw shade. They ain't even got a car. They ain't even got a car. They trying to make you, but they got a home with a mommy and a daddy. Imagine that. You got a home with a mama and a daddy, and you want to come. Did I mention that they called my insurance company? Anybody I've ever mentioned, the people I finance my vehicle from, they call and they send videos to my insurance company trying to get my insurance cut off. They called when I got food stamps for one of the first times in my life for like less than 6 months, or it was less than a year. They called and harassed the social worker, telling the social worker that I wasn't really homeless, that I was making all of this money, and then I had to fax more paperwork to the social worker. Y'all, I cannot even begin the problems that this has caused for me. The amount of bullying, hate, misinformation, disinformation that is led from this channel. It's crazy. Like, people need to understand where my anger stems from. This is why I'm saying this. If it was you, would you be a sheep or would you fight? Don't be mad at me when I'm fighting. You need to understand that I'm living out of a fucking car. And it's a miracle that I'm even a decent human. I'm trying to be. Society won't exactly let me be. Thank you so much, Nacho Pancake. Happy Sunday. Yeah, for real. And you know, I think it's also from the dumbing down of society. People come here and call me crazy because they can't conceptualize what I'm saying because they're not smart enough to understand the words coming out of my mouth. I really think that basic psychology, clinical psychology, and the medical industry has took such a huge hit since COVID that, you know, clearly we have a mental health problem in this country. I just think that people don't know the information that they should know to help themselves, you know, basic things, you know, like 50% of your dopamine is actually created in your gut. Why doesn't the medical field want us to know that? Because they don't want people to be healthy and stable members of society. They need them to be on drugs, sick, so that they can make money off of them. I say things and I tell people things that are true facts, and they try to discredit me on here. And anytime I'm wrong, I fix it. But they do. They try to discredit me because they're too dumb to understand that what I say is true. George Floyd is a perfect example. He died from an overdose. That is confirmed. That is not misinformation. Fact check me. Just like the COVID vaccine causes heart problems. Now we're starting to see the lawsuits and the concern really take hold 5 years later. But I was the conspiracy theorist 2 years ago, and I actually got a strike, my only strike on this channel. I got a strike for saying that some kid could have collapsed. I didn't say he did. I said, I wonder if this heart condition has anything to do with the vaccine. And I got a strike for that. So I already knew going in, that was like the first 6 months of me having a channel. I already knew going in that they were going to censor me and try to not let me have the platform that I wanted to because of the type of content that I have, because I'm not following the sheeps. So it's been extremely hard to talk about things because I'm censored, and then people turn things around on me. It's so unfair. Oh, good. I'm glad you said that so I can go ahead and block you. That's another thing. YouTube wants me to act grateful for everybody that comes and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, they want you to kiss these people's asses. They really do. They want you to just let these people talk to you any old way. It's crazy. YouTube is very liberal. Thank you, Brooke. Amen. I noticed that immediately. Like, you know, it's crazy because I monetized in less than a year. I mean, I had all of these small but huge successes, and I didn't make any money off of it. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, I don't make money from YouTube. I make money through donations if people feel kind and send me stuff, but I haven't been making money off of YouTube. $500 a month is not sufficient. That's laughable when I'm doing the numbers that I'm doing. There is something going on with the monetization and the money because they're not keeping their end of the bargain by my records. Once again, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But it's set up that way. They don't want it to make sense. They don't want people to be able to get it down to the penny and the dollar amount, because if there's confusion there, then everybody will just keep their mouth shut and be grateful for the minor successes they have. But I'm here to tell you that, in my opinion, this shit's illegal as hell. In my opinion. I don't know how. I just know what I know. Okay? Mainly about labor laws. You know, and it's crazy because they can take my whole page down and take all of my content and it'll disappear and I don't even get to keep it. I don't even have a record of it if they do that. It's like a record label, you know, that steals an artist's whole collection. I know that my videos are not high quality and I don't edit because I don't know how and I can't afford an editor. Anybody want to come work for free for 2 months? I know it. Listen, I'm being for real. I can pay you on the 3rd month. I know it for a fact. Oh, it's just the editing, man. If I had an editor, I'd be out here 24 days. I'd be out here probably most of the day making content. So it sucks that I don't have the capabilities to do that. But I know that my videos aren't high quality and stuff or edited. But it has took a lot out of me over the past 2 years talking about the things that I've talked about. I've had to literally fight for the right just to speak on my own platform, on my own channel. I've had to fight tooth and nail just to express myself, and I've had to fight to try to say things that matter. It's disturbing how so much evil stuff is celebrated in this country, this world, and then the good people, the people that are out here trying to do the Lord's work, they're overlooked constantly and kicked down even more. And somebody told me to check into nonprofits, and I did that, and they do background checks. And this is why I don't take information from the internet, because the people that I tried to volunteer for in Western North Carolina, I tried to go and volunteer to clean up storm damage. They would not hire me or let me volunteer because of my criminal background. A lot of nonprofits do background checks because I've called some and they do. Even the churches. I talked to a church this morning. Asked about volunteering. Can't do it. They marked me as a child abuser. See, that's what... It is so important to talk about this. So important to talk about this because people just don't even understand what that means. Now imagine if you were innocent. What that would mean. It's one thing to be charged with that. It's a whole other thing to be charged with that and actually be innocent. It's a miracle that I even can think sometimes to talk to you guys. It's a miracle. So thank you to the people that have been positive and stayed by me, because once again, I've seen a bunch of people turn fake. And, you know, the reason I don't talk about it is because I'm used to it. I can't think of too many people that have ever had my back, even my own family, you know. I can't think of too many people that's had my back, that's really wanted me to win, that's really pushed me to be the best version of myself. Stay away from people that are bringing you down. Stay away from people that are not pushing you to do the right things and in the right direction. Everybody that you are around should be cheering you the fuck on to succeed. And if they're not, they're probably in competition with you and you don't even realize it because you love that person. You think they're your friend. I'm for real. Everybody needs support. Everybody needs positive, uplifting words. And society doesn't give that very often. At all. I mean, I don't need it, but other people do. Other people absolutely, especially people in recovery, people that, you know, are going through it. They need the positive encouragement. A lot of people just need to hear that they can do it. I honestly don't know where I get my strength from. It's got to be God, right? Yo, I got the worst headache. This video ain't never gonna upload. It's just not even gonna do it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, I'm gonna run. It just sucks. Look at this. I was looking at this too. I started that video 4 different times. I filmed 4 different ones and I can't post any of them. I wasted the entire day. I've been working on this since 6 a.m. So over 12 hours. And people will be saying I'm high right now. Here, let me get you a good screen. Let me get you a good screenshot so you can make another hate video. They don't get it. It's a miracle that I'm not fucking high every day. When you don't see me high, be happy. If you see me high, be fucking understanding. And I don't get high, I'm being facetious, but I get no credit. Imagine getting clean and busting your ass to escape an abusive, toxic situation, getting out of that, moving into your car, going through 2 years now of bullying, hate, and everybody says you're on drugs, and all you've done for 2 years is strive to be a better person, help people, and figure out how to help your damn self so that your kids have somebody to come and find that is semi-stable. That's all I've did for 2 years. Go watch everything. See, that's another thing. I'm sick of people coming here and giving their damn 2 cents when they ain't sat down and actually seen the struggle. I have showcased the fucking struggle for 20 million people in 2 years. And people want to say, oh, you still living in your truck? Bitch, when did I ever make a paycheck to get something? Oh, you think because I got 58,000 followers. Thank you, you guys. Thank you, guys. For 58,000, by the way. You think because I got $58,000 followers that I got $58,000. That makes you stupid. And because I call these people out, that makes me the bad guy. They thought that because I monetized, all of a sudden things was going to get easier. And shit got harder. Don't forget October of last year. Shit got harder. Then I had all these people out here trying to come at me thinking I had money. Trying to set me up, filming me, following me, slashing my tires. And what did my followers do? Not all of them. But the ones that I was closest to that would show up every day for me, they just disappeared like wildfire after a rain. You know? It's so interesting. And people wonder why I'm detached. I'm sorry that I can't do surface level. There's so much more to me than that. Surface level relationships are a thing of the past for me. It's really disturbing that I'm in this situation and so many people were looking for me to be their rock as I'm living out of a damn car. It's like, whoa, homie, I don't mind coming and being positive, but I got to draw the line at damn driving to Wisconsin to marry you. You know? Oh, God. That's funny. Y'all, I'm going. I'm delirious. I'm so tired. What a fucking day. What a freaking day. Sorry. I'm going to try to chill out on the cussing. See? Goals. I love you guys. I really do. Y'all keep me sane sometimes. And then other times, the motherfuckers drive me insane, so... Thanks for working through the glitches with me today. It sucks. It sucks. How many times today did I talk about not bringing drama to my channel, and then here it is again? You see what I go through? And then imagine I'm trying to do a talk it too. This is why, let me tell you why I stopped doing talk it too. The reason I stopped doing talk it too is because of all of the negative comments. How am I supposed to sit here and interact with my regular followers when I have all of these hating people in here? Oh, love you, Vanessa. You have a great night. when I have all of these people in the chat that are not even talking about the content. So I think what happened was I have different people that follow me for different reasons. I think I have a bunch of perverts that follow me, and then I think I have a lot of people that are into true crime and current events. And then I think I have a whole nother category of people that are haters that follow me just to see if my life crumbles. So it's a lot. It's a lot. The reason I stopped doing Talk It Too is because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. None of these people that are saying negative stuff have ever been through 1/18th of what I've been through. And they are trying to prevent me from speaking it because they're jealous. They're jealous. I mean, imagine being jealous of somebody that has been so severely traumatized that they can't even have a physical, emotional, or a fucking conversation with another human because of the trauma that they've been through. And you're just trying to destroy her more. The devil's trying to prevent me from telling you guys everything, but we'll get there one day eventually. I really hate that this video didn't upload. I'm glad that I didn't have a meltdown over it. I clearly am going through, I've been triggered, clearly. For those that have been here for a while, I'm absolutely triggered. Not being able to upload the video and working since this morning on it, it sends me, it just triggers me. I don't know how to explain it. You're seeing some mania right now, which is a symptom of CPTSD. That's what the mania comes from, is being triggered by things that go wrong. Every time I run out of money and don't have food for money, what am I doing? Crying. I'm a hot mess. I can't even think. I'm all over the place. That is mania. The reason that I'm showing you guys this is so that you guys have a better understanding of what people go through when they have these things. It's a miracle that I've been stable like I have. It's a miracle. I will never stop saying that because people have no idea. I love you guys, and we'll talk tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow. Be safe. I hope you guys have a good night, and I hope that, thank you again, Nacho Pancake. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a good night, and I love you guys. Bye. The comment somebody asked about going to an internet cafe as I'm sitting at Starbucks.